Hello, good morning, and welcome to this Dawn Busters Taste Challenge. We have Bellows Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. This company was founded in 1830, and it is now owned by Luxco. Luxco owns the brands today. This is distilled and aged in Kentucky, but it's actually bottled across the river in the state west of Kentucky, Missouri. Okay. And Daniel Boone, remember, settled Kentucky. Then he moved into settling Missouri. A lot of people don't know that. Daniel Boone went to Missouri and started settling that, pioneering the Missouri territory. All right, anyway, here is Blanton'S. Blanton'S single barrel, introduced in 1984. Now, this one is 80 proof, the Bellows. But this one is 93 proof. No age statement, but this one's aged 4 years. And Robert and I both missed that initially. It says mellowed in oak for 4 years. It's like usually where they don't have an age statement, so it kind of threw us off track. Now, Bellows I got for $5.99 for this liter bottle. True story, $5.99 liter bottle. Do you see that normally? No. I went back to Savannah Discount on Tuesday, and they didn't have it. I guess not. For that price, it probably sold out in a couple of days. You would imagine that would be the case. Blanton'S usually sells out in a day or so as well. People get their name on a list and they sell it out. Used to not be that way, but with the bourbon thing going on now, I noticed at one store they had, I think 6 of them arrived, and they had the bottles set out on the counter, and they had little tags taped to the glass at the bottom with whose name it was for, with their phone number. They were going to call them and say, your Blanton'S is here. So they had 6 already sold. So if you were going to show up and say, do you have Blanton'S? In fact, I heard somebody talking in a store the other day saying, this man keeps coming over here. Oh, no, he was asking for another similar type product, Pappy Van Winkle. Why don't you have Pappy Van Winkle? And they were like, sir, you can't just go buy that. It doesn't set on the shelf, okay? Johnny Neely says, good morning, Ron. No, he said it like this. Good morning, Ron. Good morning to you, Johnny Neely. Thanks for joining the holiday beers last night at 7 Eastern. Tonight, we're probably going to do Thunder and Thursday, which is more laid back, not as structured. But we do talk about some beverages, like I'm going to do a rum taste challenge. Yes. I'm planning to do Ron Pontalba against Skull dry white. That'd be interesting. I think the dry white will be noticeable. Now these, I don't think it's going to be much of a challenge, okay? Because you got the higher proof right there. It's going to let you know. But just for the sake of going through the whole, one brand against all the other brands I have, we'll do it. Now the next bourbon up is probably going to be, my eye is kind of messed up. You notice that's red. All right. But the next is Cooper's Craft. Okay, so B for Bellows, B for Blanton'S. I got to watch this. B for Bellows. I have a different code for the Blanton'S because they would both be B. B Bourbon, Buffalo Trace, Bellows, Blanton'S. All right. So maybe in about a month, I'll do the Cooper's Craft, which I saw they have a new bottle design, but I have the older bottle design. Usually it'd be $22 to $24 a bottle, but I got it in Therms for $9.99 for a regular size bottle. True story. Hard to believe, right? I thought so too. Wasn't passing it up. When I run across a deal like that, I just buy it. And then I say, I'm not supposed to buy anything else because I'm full of stock now, but these keep just showing up like scotch. I don't need any more scotch. Well, there's Highland Mist for $6.49 for a bottle. So well, I'm buying it. I got to add a little bit more Bellows. You can see that the Blanton'S is much deeper red. Now, it might only be aged 4 years. There's no age statement. Like I said, I don't know what the age is. This one's aged 4 years and it's gold. But there could be other factors, not just age. You know, it could be they're using a heavier char for Blanton'S, right? A heavier layer of charcoal. So I don't know. Make sure I'm pouring it in the right one. Yeah, the gold versus the copper, amber, and gold amber. You know, different shades of amber. Now, is Bellows a good value for the price? It sure is. And we did an examination of it on Sunday afternoon, or was it Sunday morning? I can't remember. But we did an examination of it, and we determined, the Whiskey Scout and myself, that it's not the greatest thing. It doesn't claim to be. No one thinks it is. It's not marketed that way. But for a good, like he called it, bar bourbon that they would have at the bar, you say, I want a bourbon and Coke. They use that because it's cheap. But for a liter bourbon, there's no complaint, really. It's solid. Blanton's solid. Got nice charred flavor, charred oak, good smooth corn, nice body, moderate finish. It's just all around good. It's just doesn't have the greatness of like a Blanton's. Now, but remember, Blanton's around here be about $60 a bottle, assuming you can get it, which you probably can't. Other states, people are telling me $70 to $100, which is way overpriced. But I've been saying that it seems to me like it's a single barrel, higher proof Buffalo Trace. I don't know that. It's older than Buffalo Trace, though. You see, that's the problem with that theory. But when did Buffalo Trace hit the market? 1990? In the 90s. But Blanton's been out since 84, so Buffalo Trace came out when they renamed the brewery to Buffalo Trace after Sazerac bought it. So, but people have a lot of theories about these bourbons, like, oh, it's really just that. It's this, it's that. Like we were talking about Old Crow, and somebody said, well, it's a 3-year age Jim Beam, and he sent me a link. But that was just a blog. The link was a blog, a web log, where the guy was saying that, but he had no evidence to back it up. He was just saying, well, yeah, it's a 3-year age, and it's part of this rye mash bill. This particular low rye mash bill from Jim Beam. But he never did explain where he got the information for the rye, you know, the ratios, rye to wheat to barley. No footnotes, no nothing. I mean, I can make a blog and just write stuff, but that's not verification. That's not primary. That's not a primary source. Now, you notice in this video, I'll put links below. Primary sources, the actual brewery. And if I get the information from the brewery itself, then I know, right? It says vanilla nose, citrus and oak palate. The original single. Whoa. I didn't know there was dust in here. I am going to dust. I am going to dust the cans and bottles today, though. In this room, I did all the rest in the house. Do that every 4 months. Let's see. Well, they're just giving you history. I don't need to go through all that. Citrus and oak. Well, those are common bourbon. That's really nothing else unusual. Vanilla nose and citrus and oak flavor. You know, it's kind of normal. Then there's ones we can't get for international markets. The Blanton'S Gold Edition. It's 103 proof. Blanton's Straight from the Barrel. They don't even list the proof there. Can't get it. Not available in the U.S. Blanton's Reserve, the green label. 80 proof. Just 80 proof. Not available in the United States. Kind of like the Evan Williams green label or Jack Daniels green label. But we can't get it. And why is that? Why can't we get it? This is not right. Blanton's is awesome stuff. And yes, it was the most expensive bottle that I've ever purchased. Oh, that's right. I remember you telling me that. cost me $100. This was a few years ago, back when I lived in Columbus, Georgia. I'm sure I could find a better deal now. Yeah, we would hope. That's assuming you could find it. People ask me every day, what about this beer? Why you don't review this or that beer? I'll tell them something like, well, I never even heard of that beer. I'm not making fun of the person or criticize. I'm just saying I never heard of it. Or it's not sold in my town. I can't get it. Okay, this smells nice, but it smells kind of standard, you know. Honestly, the other one did too. That's a little shocking. Like I'm smelling one, it smells like just bourbon, you know, bourbon whiskey. A lot of corn meal. I say cornmeal, corn grits, which is just a heavier grain than meal. A little wood. That's all it smells like. It's like so typical, stereotypical. That's what a stereotype is. It's the average character of something. And the average character of bourbon aroma, the average aroma character is what I just described. From what I can tell when I smell them. Do I get some aberrations that don't smell quite right? Yeah, but they're not the average. This one seems a little deeper in the nose, like it's a little richer. But it isn't that different, and it's the same attribute. It's the same attribute. All right, taste. So the taste is going to make a difference because the aroma really isn't. $6.49 a bottle as opposed to $60 a bottle. And really, even that is if you're kind of lucky in Louisiana, you're probably going to pay more than 60. I'm just saying if you you might stumble across a good deal, you know. But it's not worth the price difference on the nose. I don't see it. Taste. Now, if this doesn't work out, this is going to be a fiasco. It's got to work out. I took too big of a sip, almost like a gulp. Sorry. I didn't mean to do that. Charred oak. A good amount of charcoal, yeah. Vanilla. You see that oak wood has kind of like that vanilla feature. It's not vanilla. They don't, I mean, I guess they have vanilla flavored bourbons or something, but it's not true vanilla. Dried flowers like nectar, dried flowers, and cake fruit. Yeah, a little of that. Some have it more prominent. This one doesn't really have it too prominent. But it's just basic. It tastes basic, like, and never, please don't take that as me criticizing and saying it's bad. Just like a basic regular bourbon. It's not bad. I like, to an extent, basic regular bourbon because I like bourbon to an extent. Johnny Lee is a huge fan. Georgia Beer Reviews. I'm not actually a big fan, but I like to try them. I do like to try them. Okay. You get heavier charred oak here and a fuller body and a bigger alcohol. And it doesn't taste like grain alcohol, like booze. You know, it just tastes like a higher level of strength is the way you look at it, really. I mean, I should say the way I look at it, really. The way I can perceive it, pick it up. So I think that is, I know that's the Blanton'S. Okay, that's the I don't need to close my eyes. That's the Blanton'S. This is the Blanton'S. Yep, I can see by the darker. So I got it. I could tell them apart. Okay. Now the question of the hour. Oh man, the question of the hour is, is it really worth let's say $65 as opposed to $6? Let's say 66. $60. Is it $60 a bottle better? means your money. I bought a whiskey 2 days ago. People would scoff at, and they'd say, yeah, it's your money, but you're wasting your money. You're doing a stupid thing. I realized that. But I figured, you know what? I'm only going to live my life one time during my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not a big spender, and I'm not extravagant, you know, like I follow that Dave Ramsey idea. I was following that before I knew who that guy was on the radio, but like avoid being in debt and all that stuff and be careful with your money and all. He doesn't say be stingy or never live, because once you get out of the debt, once you get that off your back, then you can do things like I did. We buy the expensive, outrageously priced whiskey. And I wouldn't do it every week. In fact, I wouldn't even do it every year. I just said I would do it once in my life, you see. And then I'm going to do the middle range Johnny Walkers, you know. I mean, God willing, I'm going to try to do them all. The black, double black, green label, the whatever those other ones are, 18-year age, and the gold and all of that. But it's no rush. It's no rush. There's no rush. People say, what'd you think about that expensive Johnny Walker, the blue label? I said, I didn't try it yet. I haven't even tried it. I haven't even tried the Johnny Walker red label that I bought. I haven't even opened it. So I can be patient. A lot more wood here. Honey, they said. Did I read? They said honey. There's a little bit of that, like almost like the honey crystallized. You know, you get now honey will start turning into sugar, and I've had honey turn just into sugar before. Then you gotta pull it out, crystallizes, and put it in the hot tea. You know, it's a pain. That's why I don't really like to buy honey, because it's expensive and it turns into crystals after a while. It irritates me. Or at least used to say that's fake honey. I don't know. They say pure honey. But this tastes kind of like that. $60 difference, man. It's a good bourbon, man. There's no joke about that. It's really good, but there's a lot of good bourbons. You know what I mean? That's not remarkable to say that. To say that something's a really good bourbon, that doesn't mean much. It's like this. This is a really good bourbon, but it's thinner. Well, you know, it's 80 proof. It's 4 years old. I don't know what the age statement is on that. They don't say. I don't know what the age is. But $60. I wouldn't pay $60 for it. Now, is that Johnny Walker Blue going to live up to the price? No. I read a review the other day, Tuesday. The guy said it's 100 out of 100. That's not a question. That's what he was saying. It's perfect. It's 100% perfect. He says perfect. The best. It's the best. But it still ain't worth 200 and something dollars. It's just, it's like a waste of money is what he was saying. It's just part of that whole idea, you know, I'm going to be, but he said it's like these expensive purses and expensive automobiles. They're not really worth it. But the crafts, but they're obviously crafted much better. It's just obviously better. So, but anyway, I'm not going to, I didn't buy the best Ram truck I could buy. Well, I mean the fanciest, because they're all the same platform. But it's fine for me what I'm buying, what I have, what I own. So I bought the low end. Well, not the lowest, though. I didn't get the lowest. I didn't get to totally strip down. No. Mine had the chrome package and the what they call that thing? The power equipment group. Chrome package came with the sport wheels, all the chrome around, and the power equipment group had a lot of things. You get the base model bourbon, it doesn't even bourbon, Ram bourbon, same thing. You got to roll the windows up. You can buy them like that where you got to crank the windows up and it's got no chrome. Oh man, got no power door locks, but that's people that maybe have a construction business, you know, and they just buying them in like 5 or 6 of them. To I see those everywhere, like state of Louisiana's Department of Transportation and Development. They have those Ram base models, and they probably get them really cheap. They tell a Dodge dealership, "We're going to buy 20 of them." You know, they say 17,000 each. They buy them. You know, I paid 19,400 and something for mine, which is a fabulous price because when you priced it out retail, it was 30. Actually 29,900. 29,900. I got it for 19,400. That's a big discount. That's a big discount. They didn't run those discounts this year. Truck sales are so strong now. Nobody's running discounts. Ram, Chevy, Chevrolet, Ford, GMC. They're just saying, don't buy it if you don't want it. You know, we're going to sell it in a day anyway. They have some little nominal reductions, like nicky-knack reductions, but nothing major. And I just hit it at the right time because last year they had a huge discount, but a month later, that was over. I think your bottle of Johnny Walker Blue will be worth it. After all, I'm sure it will get many hours of on-air time. You got that right. It will become YouTube famous. Yeah, it probably will be because that's a big one. You know, that's like, I'm not going to do a video with Bellows and expect people to be running and, oh, look how your view count jumped so much. Yeah, no, that's not going to happen. It might drop. You know, your subscriber list might drop if you do Bellows videos. And I'm not even worried about that anyway. Some people are obsessed with that. Like I watch videos and they're like, now if I can get up to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, you can qualify for this sweepstakes. I'm like, man, that is so detached from what I do on this channel. I'm not bragging because if you want to do it, it doesn't bother me. People take that as like I'm attacking it. I'm not attacking it. If you run Patreon and you do sweepstakes and sell t-shirts and merchandise and mugs and people buy it and you make money, it doesn't matter to me. I don't even take offense to it. I'm just saying I don't do that. I put it out there, and if people watch it, I'm appreciative. If they don't watch it, I don't take offense. I just ask them to comment because what's the point of me just talking to a screen? I like people to comment. We like to talk to each other. But all that liking and subscribing stuff, that I never did ask for that. Never. Not once, ever in a video. If you can show me where I did that, I'll pay you money. But you're not getting paid, you know. Metalhead says, good morning, Ron. Rich Tisick says, Yerig Tisick says, laughing my anatomy off. People love when liquor costs a lot. It's like so much better than cheap items. I don't see where it's that much better, but we're going to find out in a year or so. Hopefully less than a year. You know? I'm not worried about it. I can't spend the money in a graveyard. And I'm like I said, I'm not a big spender. I'm not going to be frivolous and crazy. But I got a present for $100 yesterday, a Christmas gift. So I paid $242. I just applied the Christmas gift to it. Now I pay $142. See what I'm saying? I didn't have the money before. Now I got it. I just applied it straight to that purchase. So we were talking about $142. You say, but that's a lot of money for whiskey. I know that. You think $85 a 6-pack was cheap for West Voltaire and 12 plus 2 beautiful glasses? No. Beer is not worth $85 a 6-pack, okay? It's not. An 11.2 ounce bottle of beer is not worth $14. There's no way, okay? I don't care how good it is. And this was the best beer in the world. I've had thousands of beers, and this was number one out of 3,000 or whatever I've had. There's no question about that. The best beer I ever had. People ask me all the time, what's the best beer you ever had? I always tell them West Voltaire and 12. Now, other people ridicule that, say, that ain't even that good. Well, if that's how you feel about it, you should say it. But I don't think so. I think it's great, awesome, but it's not worth $85 a 6-pack. It's just not. But I don't think any of them are. But anyway, so what? It doesn't matter. I don't get excited about it. Yeah, right. Video game and name tag. Morning, Ron. Have loved watching your videos for years. Oh, thank you, man. All right. Well, I'm gonna shut this down and go walk in and do something. I got a lot of little things to do today. You know what I'm saying? Like nothing important too much, but little things. But they take time. I wouldn't dare drink whiskey at 5 something in the morning. I'm not crazy. I'm just doing a tasting. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I'm not going to waste it. I don't believe in waste. Waste is bad. Waste not, want not. So later tonight, it's nighttime now, but daylight is coming. Look at that daylight. And nighttime tonight, we're going to look at a rum taste challenge. I think Skull Dry White versus Rum Pontalba White should be very interesting. And then I don't know what the other people are going to bring, if anybody joins, but I'm sure James P. Madonna going to want to join. He likes to do those Thundering Thursdays and Fandango Fridays and Maniacal Mondays and all these things. And then he'll do an after show with all the antics and all, and they like to do that for hours. And there's nothing wrong with it. I'll be sleeping, But anyway, thanks, folks.